have a material witness on an aggravated battery with a handgun.
Work the hammer at the sun, nail till the beer's done, lay the chickens on the wrist, and I won't stop until my family's fed. Well, I will treat you with respect. This small town love, more than what you expect. I know you didn't know me well, I didn't you will, my friend. Thank you for coming, sir, and come on back again. So, how'd y'all meet?
How did we meet?
Well, you want me to take this one?
Sure.
Allie and I were both going to school at Temple Junior College. That's in her home territory. I ended up there through a golf scholarship, so I was playing on the golf team there, and in between classes I saw her. We caught a glimpse of one another. Didn't work up the courage to talk to her, but sure enough, about a year later we found ourselves in the same class, an art history class, all the way down at Southwest Texas University, sitting close to one another. So it was kind of a rekindling, a familiar, beautiful woman sitting next to me, and I worked up the courage and talked to her, asked her on a date, and it was actually a field trip style date through that class. So I offered to drive, and we actually drove all the way to San Antonio from San Marcos. We had lots of time to talk, and on that first date, we got to know each other really well, and we shared our dreams and ambitions with one another.
Ben and I were living in New Braunfels. We were both working, and one day Ben came home from work and said that he wanted to start a company, and I got really freaked out. We had just renovated this house. We were living extremely comfortably, and he said he wanted to quit our job. So we kind of decided to really pray about what we should do and kind of got a game plan together. And one of the first things we decided to do was actually sell our home in New Braunfels. And we did that very quickly. I mean, we took a huge leap of faith and we put our home on the market, and it literally sold the very next day. Within a month, we had an enormous moving sale and we sold everything that we owned. And with the profits and with help from family and friends, we actually were able to, we bought a little travel trailer. We set up shop there at my parents' property, like my parents' old recording studios, old garages where my dad used to fix up motorcycles. We transformed them into our paint booth and where we would work, and our studio space and where we would create stuff. And we would essentially make items, paper mache feathers, our celestial lamps, arrow tables, and an array of painted furniture, and we would go and set up shop, essentially set up a pop-up shop. Maybe it was for a week, maybe it was a 2-week show. It was shows in Austin, the Dallas Market Center, that was Round Top, and we would sell our wares and we would come back, and with that money that we made, we would invest in new products, new vintage wares and everything. And it kind of just evolved naturally into design work, doing food trucks, fashion trucks, brick and mortar design, doing home styling, complete interior design projects. It's just kind of evolved. And
we really felt like these were God-given talents and giftings. Since we've both been this big, we've been doing these things, building things, creating, designing. I look back and find old sketches from when she was 4 or 5 years old, same with me, and we're already doing three-dimensional renderings. And so we believe we've had these gifts and this burning desire inside to do more. So that's when we took this leap of faith to quit these jobs, work for ourselves. And we've always just had the attitude that we would go where the demand takes us and try new things and explore new avenues.
I absolutely count our lucky stars that we are in Salado, Texas. Here we have our studio that we are producing, that we are creating here in Salado.
And we love helping people, and we feel like in the last 2-3 years we've really been working with some larger scale commercial projects and getting to work with other small businesses and medium-sized businesses. It's really neat because when we put our designs and we collaborate with them, it's neat to see the payoff and how their businesses grow and their customers react to the environments that we help create. And it's really awesome to sit back after we've helped a business and watch them grow. It just feels good to be a part of that growth and give back to the community. And that's why we feel like where we are right now is where we need to be. And we're excited. We're working with a few local clients right here in Bell County. Some of these smaller areas are starting to pick up, and we've been asked to participate in the design process, and we're really excited about some of these future projects coming up.
My favorite project to work on to date has been a really cool string install that we did for the Hub downtown Temple. If you haven't been to the Hub, I would recommend checking it out. It's a really cool, unique retail environment. It was in a public space, so there were people coming by. We got to be on a scissor lift up and down, and just at the end of it, I'm very proud of that. It turned out awesome, and a lot of people get to see it and take pictures with it.
And we're actually in our studio right now that we're so blessed to have, our humble little studio. It's right here on I-35 if you can't hear the traffic buzzing by in the background. But we look at the traffic as a positive flow of energy. It kind of keeps us inspired. So here we are.
Let's see.
So I got my start in music probably 17 years ago. My dad taught me a few chords on the guitar, and it's transcended into a lifelong love of me learning tons of songs from all different genres. And I've been playing live at restaurants and bars and clubs and churches and all kinds of stuff for many years, and I love to perform. I have a great time whether there's one person watching me or 100. And I try to play music that inspires people, positive stuff that spreads a good vibe. One of the latest toys that I've got to pair up with my acoustic guitar is this looping pedal here. It's a Boss RC300. And as you can see, it's got 3 different tracks that I can record parts on. So I'm going to start here and show you an example. I'm going to play my acoustic guitar and record it on track 1, and then we're going to lay down some beats on top of that and go from there. So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, we're going to lay down this first track on the acoustic.